Hey y'all, my name is Miranda Tapp, and today I'm going to be sharing with y'all what a virtual field trip is. So, first, what is a virtual field trip? So, really, it's also known as a VFT, that's the short version, but kind of like how my picture here says, you're able to explore the world without leaving the classroom. So, typical field trips, you leave the classroom, you get permission slips. You don't necessarily need that with a virtual one. It's all based on technology. And so the students are able to explore different places through different tools and elements, that are put together to make up, a real life experience. And so some of the tools and elements that students may come in contact with a virtual field trip is 360-degree lens, guided interaction, interactive components, images, videos, even, you know, a back button, and more. There's many different types of tools and interactions that make up a virtual field trip, and the more that there are, the better the experience and more real life experience they will have. And so, first, you have steps to creating a virtual field trip. And first, you want to do research on it. You want to be able to know that it meets not only the standards, but a teacher wants to first research the location to make sure it's perfect for the lesson and that it is creative and accessible and engaging. Next, you want to create a lesson plan. Every lesson must need a lesson plan, and planning is very important. And so you have to look to see if this virtual field trip will go with the lesson plan and help reach the learning goals of the students, and the learning goals that go with that lesson. And so planning is very important, and it's important that the teacher chooses the right elements to go with that lesson. Next is assessment. Assessment is also one of the most important parts of every lesson, and it's the beginning and end of the teaching cycle. And it helps, gauge how the students, have understood the lesson, and it helps the teacher prepare for the next lesson in determining, what did the students learn? Are there any things that need to be retaught, or do they need scaffolding in these areas? So designing assessment must take time and is very important. And lastly is to secure permission. Now, a regular field trip, yes, you need permission slips, but also it is important to communicate with the family still, even though you're not leaving the classroom, because parents want to know what their students are doing, and you can still reach out to them and keep them in the loop about where the students will be going in the classroom. And so when it comes to advancing student learning with virtual field trips, first of all, the students begin to understand specific geography and the world around them. And so when you go on a virtual field trip, you're going to these different locations. And so without actually having to physically be there, these kids can see, for instance, the Great Wall of China, or they can see real live stream animals in a place without having to go there. They can see it from the comfort of the classroom and learn about it. And so it's important because they need to capture, most of Earth's important places to know the places on the Earth, and such as some of the seven wonders of the world. Another is versatility. So basically, there are multiple tools and elements within a virtual field trip that can advance student learning. And then also, there's many different types of virtual field trips. They're not all the same. And so it allows them to be able to control what they can learn at their own pace. And then these tools, they're also learning and can interact, and it's advancing their learning with using these different types of tools. And then lastly, they can suit their own learning preferences and meet their learning needs. With virtual field trips, there's different kinds. So students can do any type, of their interest. And typically when kids are interested in something, they want to learn more about it. And so it really piques their interest, and it advances their learning simply because it's their learning preference. And then also it can meet even students' learning disabilities or challenges that they have. And so virtual field trips can definitely be very beneficial not only to the teacher but also to the students. And then these are the resources I've used. The first two are actual virtual field trips, and the last two are websites that I visited. Thank you.